Hello and welcome to this second episode in this Blender topic of creating a animatable text character. Let's look at this character. Let's look at it right from the side and compare it to this one here. And to make it a fair comparison, I would like to just move this one over here so we can, and then scale this up, scale Z. So make sure it's the same dimension, really. So it's not because of that they are different geometry wise that the topology is more or less successful. So now these characters look very much the same, and it's time to add a armature to this. So I'll do Shift A and armature, and I want to rotate this up R X minus 90 so I can see it. I want to turn on X-ray so it's visible through the mesh, and I want to look at this from the front here. Okay, so it's in the middle depth-wise, so that's good. Press Tab to go into edit mode, and now we can just start, creating this. Wait a minute, I'll want to back up, and I want to move this because I really want the handle to be kind of right there. So, okay, now we can start in earnest to just add bones, and we'll be pretty, so to speak, generous with bones here because I'll just keep pretty close to the curvature, and I want to have the possibility of animating this in any which way I want. So I will just keep adding bones like this. So what I do is I press E and then just add a bone, and I think this is where I want to have, so to speak, the neck of this. So there's our armature. It's pretty simple in its shape, and it follows the curvature of this mesh. And before I do anything with it, I'll copy it, Shift D, duplicate it, and I move it over to here. So now both of them have pretty much the same armature. Next thing I want to do is I want to select the object, the mesh object, and then select the armature. Then I want to skin this, so I press Control P, and I'll set the automatic weights, and then we can look at that object and see here are all the bones, the vertex groups named after the bones. And if we turn on object mode, or no, weight paint mode, we can see how this has been painted in. So we have all these bone weights, which means that this will follow pretty well, I'm thinking. And the redder, the more strict adherence to that. So this this tip bone here, this one here, will not completely control this entire. It will lag a little bit. We can look at that. Let's go over to object mode, select the armature, and go over to pose mode, and choose this one here, and we can rotate that, and then you can see, because it's 50% or not quite 100%, this surface here kind of bends. This here moves, a little bit more than this kind of lags after. So I Control C, and we could do that in the weight paint mode. Just select this one here and have this bone here. I would like to have this one here, but I would like to have the weight paint, and the weight is 100, and just, or one, and can just paint that in. And that was a mistake there. It's important to not paint over something that you don't intend for this bone to be. And this is the only one I'll do this to. So then go back to object mode, select the armature and pose mode, and then I'll look at this one again. And then you can see how this surface here is much flatter now. It doesn't bend as much, but then you see you get this, you can see how that tends to crinkle up instead, because it's not as smooth of a transition, which I wasn't messing around here, so that, you know, a little bit better deformation, but still it still looks, you know, decent. See there, those crinkles. So I'll just leave that. I just wanted to demonstrate this so it becomes apparent what, you know, what this does. Okay, so now we have this armature, we have this, we're ready to set a number of poses for this, and that's the next, really the next topic on this tutorial here is the pose library. So I would like to, I think I want to have this manipulator, and I'll select the entire armature, and then I add a pose, add a new pose, and I'll call that start. So now we have this pose, which is the same as the rest position, is our start position. So I can always easily go back to this position, which is something that's very desirable. Then I would like to, I would like this to stretch upwards. So I'll start doing that, and I'm not going to use inverse kinematics. I'm just going to rotate these bones little by little. So I just kind of do this on the fly here. I'm just pressing R, and I think we can go up there. Like this. So I'll select all of these bones now, and add a new pose. Add new pose, and I call that stretch up. And then I would like to move this forward a little bit, so I'll just rotate this here. Okay, just like this, and then maybe we want to, yeah, I can do this. So now it's leaning forward like that, and select all of them, and then do add new. Stretch forward. Forward, okay. Forward. And I think I would like to have another one out here, so I'll just do this little thing. Rotate this and this. just like this, and I'll select all of them, stretch forward, and then call that extreme forward. And the next thing I want to do here is add another one where we just do this here. Up. Call it nose up. And then one more. Like this. This is almost like an excavator, and I call that nose down. And then I would like to start over at start here. So to activate this, just to click this button here, and I would like to make now I'm going to use this rotator here. It's better. Rotate this one and then rotate that one a little bit like this, and call that add new, and I'll call it turn left. And then I'll go back to start, I think. And I'll do the same thing there. Add that one. And turn. Turn right. So we can now try these out. Try that one. Yes, it does its thing. Can go just straight back to turn left and turn. So in that sense, it's quite easy to understand how controlled these poses are. Like, since this turn left and right, they're all related to being basically in the start position. So now we can start to have some fun with this. Let's see what time we have. We have 13 minutes. Excuse me for that interruption. But anyway, we'll do this animation real quick. But before we do that, I would just like to demonstrate what happens to this when we try to select this one here and select the armature and do Control P and automatic weights. And I hope you can bear with me here, and I'll turn into weight paint, and you can see here how the weight paint scheme is not at all as successful with this armature as it is with the one that we were working on, or this mesh that we were working on. And so you would have to work a lot with this and still have all these triangles on the flat side here. So that's why I feel that it's necessary to go over to this type of mesh if you want to animate something. So let's just, for the sake of it, go back to object mode, select the armature here, go to pose mode, and just take any arbitrary, like we can try to do the same thing as we did here. And you can see how the mesh is breaking up. or even there. So you get, you know, all these problems because the weight paint is not distributed the way you want it. So you would have to go in and manually weight paint everything for this to really work. So that's a lot more work, and you'd have all these you know, difficult triangles to deal with in the first place. So that's why I insist on using, you know, a all quad and controllable mesh to do an animation like this. So let's move on. The first thing I want to do is I would like to be in the start position here. So first I'm going to select all this, and then I want to be in the start position. And we are at frame 1, so I'll press I and choose location rotation. Then I'll move forward 30 frames, just click here on 30. Select stretch up, click that one, and do I, location rotation. And then I'll do 60. And do stretch forward, activate that, and I. So we're just recording this, and then I'll do can do a little bit further, just a little bit further in time as 10 extreme forward, and do this. And I again. So we're just recording this sequence. And I think I would like to do nose up here. Just move forward and do nose up 5, nose up 5, and I move forward 5 approximately, and do nose down, and record that I, location rotation, and then 5 more. Nose up, and I. This is very basic animation, but it's quite, I think it's a quite powerful tool. I mean, it makes it really simple to do this. And then I. And then I would like to move forward a little bit in time and go to start. Record that, and then I'll do the same thing with I just do one sweep with the head here, turn left, and then 5 more, and turn right. And then we'll go back to start right away. Location rotation. So, and then we'll just play this. So you can actually create quite lively characters with, you know, with actual real typefaces. So that way, if you create the mesh fully a quad mesh, then animating a character that looks very much like the actual character. It's three-dimensional, so usually typefaces are flat on a paper or a screen, but anyway, it's quite interesting. You can really make pretty amazing illustrations. Of course, you can decorate this and have textures and eyes and mouths and everything, so there's just like an infinity of changes. But if you just want to work with the actual typefaces, you can make these kinds of animations, or more subtle animations, just little shudders or whatever. But it's interesting, and it kind of just shows how powerful Blender can be. And I thank you for listening, or thank you for viewing this, and I hope you find it enjoyable, useful for you. And I will return a little bit later with a how to create a sunken character from this character that I had in the first episode, or this one character, how you can modify it to create a sunken text. So that it'll look like it's embossed. So thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.